Welcome back to another Twin Cap. Today we're going to be talking about Twin Peaks Season 2, Episode 14. Jake, what did you think of this episode?
Double play. So this episode, I'm using my vape as a microphone. Um, this episode really kind of like shit's starting to go down, and we're starting to get like bigger revelations about what's going on with Josie and like this big like almost like an international scandal thing going on with Eckert and whatever the other guy's name is, and then we get some more plot development with Leo and Wyndham Earl. Like we're really starting to like even more so, which is kind of crazy because the last episode ended with that corpse being put in, the sheriff's
Yes.
the sheriff's like office, but I almost felt like this episode did a even better job of like solidifying how dangerous Wyndham is, and he didn't even kill anybody in this episode.
Yeah, Cooper's kind of in a weird situation because, again, this is not like necessarily like an enemy murderer guy. This is his like old coworker. So it's he's almost kind of like, you know, he refuses to make another move until he can find someone capable of playing the game in a weird way. Like that's kind of the vibe I get. It's not as like straightforward. It's a very complex situation. But yeah, it was cool seeing like the chess piece in the mouth. We didn't see that in the last episode, right? That was the beginning of this episode where they opened the mouth. That was pretty cool. So by far, like one of the coolest kills of the season.
Yeah, this is like the first time where I'm really starting to kind of turn on Cooper just a little bit, just because I'm like, look at the shit that you brought to this town, you motherfucker. You know?
Yeah, definitely. A highlight for sure. I don't want to jump. I was going to save this for the end, but I just feel like we can talk about it now because it is one of the creepiest scenes in all of Twin Peaks. But it's when Leo walks into Wyndham Earl because we're talking about Wyndham Earl still. That was crazy, dude.
It was a little crazy. It was a little on the nose because you see the chessboard.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was
yeah.
a little bit like, all right, we didn't need another chessboard there.
Ye-
But I was thoroughly creeped. I was watching this by myself last night. I was
Scary, right?
thoroughly creeped out.
Pretty great collision of storylines because like Leo's leaving this one like psychopathic storyline and is jumping into an even crazier one. So the two of them combined, it'd be like, what's a good superhero analogy of like villains? This would be like Green Goblin and Venom kind of teaming up in Spider-Man 3.
It's a little bit like that, or a little bit like No Way Home with like I never in a thousand. Like if you would have asked us in like 2017 if we would ever see Doc Ock and Norman Osborn share a scene together, we'd have been like, oh, haha, it's like action figure kitty, and then they did it right. So it kind of feels like that where it's like, oh, this completely separate storyline just became one storyline.
Yeah, because the whole time you think Leo's dead, and you think he's a vegetable, then you think he's dead again, and now he's somehow not the scariest man in the room anymore. He's with an even
Oh, it's
crazier
Leo.
guy.
It's
Leo's
it's really
nothing.
weird to think because it's like the episode before he turns into like the slasher villain, like about to kill Shelly, and you're like, ah. And then this one, like you're afraid for Leo, like he's about to get capped by a window.
Yeah, yeah. So that was kind of a cool ending just because it was super creepy. Another highlight of the episode is Ben Horn. He wins the Civil War.
Yeah.
Audrey and Bobby, they realize the only way to help him is to kind of play along with the delusion that he's this Confederate general. And the South wins with this time with Ben Horn. So it's
Well, it's one of those things, man. That's like, and I would be open to hearing someone like disagree with me and take a different take on this. But for me, this is kind of like it kind of makes me sad for the modern state of America again, like
Mhm.
all over again, like how partisan and how prone to argumentation everything is. Because this show is not in any way, shape, or form like advocating any kind of political position about the North or South or slavery or this or that. But it's the kind of story that could be told in 1991 that you can't tell anymore, just because people wouldn't want the controversy that would follow from having a Confederate flag. You know what I mean?
That's a really good point because if this played out in a modern show right now, I would think it was like so stupid. I'd be like, okay, I kind of see what they're trying to do, but with the context of when the show came out, it's amazing. Like it's so good. They're having to rewrite American history to cure his like mental breakdown.
Dude,
You know?
it's insane, dude. And I just find it like it makes sense, even though this is like in like Washington, like rural Washington, has nothing to do with the South at all. It just makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, no, it clicks, and I think that the storylines, for the most part, if I remember correctly, it's done. Like the Confederate soldier thing, I think Ben kind of lays off of that a little bit. But it's weird with Audrey and Bobby. They don't really. I don't think they've really interacted that much throughout the show. But now they have like an alliance. Not only just trying to help Ben out, but there's like a weird kind of thing where they're kind of playing. Audrey's kind of brought in Bobby into her little games. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird seeing them interact.
It's a little bit like a buddy cop kind of vibe to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I'm really glad. It's a shame that it took so long for these characters to interact because I feel like the actors have real chemistry.
Yeah, yeah, it was it's interesting, but I'm excited to kind of see where that goes. Um Ed and Norma, your favorite character, Ed. They finally get a nice moment.
Dude, Ed is literally my uncle. Like I literally like adore this man.
It's kind of sad. Like it's really tragic kind of, it's because I feel bad for Ed. Do you feel that way?
Well, I feel like they're taking steps, Ed and Norma,
Norma, yeah.
they're taking steps towards having the relationship that they've always wanted, but they've always kind of denied themselves.
Yeah.
But I just have this gut feeling like something, it's not just Hank, like something's going to get in the way of that, you know?
Or Nadine, like there's just they have both of their respective partners are too crazy, but there's just something else. It feels like it's too good to be true. I don't.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the best romance story I think in the show personally. Like the most pure kind of.
I think
Would you say
so.
so?
But I do think so. But I also want to see Ed and James interact more for like an uncle and
Yeah.
nephew. Like Ed is kind of being a little too, he's kind of being a little irresponsibly distant from James because James is clearly having some kind of like,
He's getting deeper into that Evelyn murder plot. He's just kind of being
yeah,
manipulated by her still.
yeah. I mean, I think Donna shows up at the end and kind of rescues him. And I'm like, Donna. At first, I was like, Donna, come get your boy. But now that Donna came and got her boy, I'm like, Donna, do better, sis.
No, yeah, yeah. I can't wait for James to get back because it's kind of funny because it's like the classic kind of detective story because Evelyn is this like mysterious married woman. James is the drifter who kind of shows up out of nowhere, and there's an abusive husband attached to Evelyn, and now there's a murder plot. So I don't think it's a bad idea. I do like the idea of that storyline because it's unique,
Yeah.
but it just kind of feels like a different show sometimes. And knowing that it doesn't matter, it's just kind of like, all right, let's just get him back to with like Donna and Audrey and Bobby.
Yeah, and then we got the whole thing with Major Briggs. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that was a little goofy for me because he kind of showed up and did nothing. Like he
yeah. Didn't
showed
do
up
anything.
all like, kind of drunk, not drunk, but like disoriented. And then he's just like, I think I went to the White Lodge. And I was like, I knew that 3 episodes ago. Like you
Dude, I
just,
know it's kind of repetitive, right? It's like, come on, Briggs.
and it was like, I think I went to the White Lodge. But anyway, it's classified. And I was just like, okay, go away.
Yeah, I'm not really going to talk too much about the Lana and Jacoby storyline. I don't like that storyline. That was my least favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, it's odd
It's
in a
weird.
way.
I can't even follow it. Like it's just I kind of zone out when it comes on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like again, like it brings me back to like it feels like biblical studies in a sense because it feels like or like Homer, right? Like scholars think that like the Iliad and the Odyssey aren't just like straightforward stories that were written down at one point. It was more like it was a gradual, you know, expansion over time and editing over time and stuff like that. And I just get the sense watching this, like this was not David Lynch sitting down or Mark Frost sitting down and writing something, or even just like one or two people. Where it seems like it almost feels like the writers' room got a little too big. You know what I mean? Or they had a little bit too much Adderall that morning and came up with a little bit too much stuff.
I love that. And I'm going to tell you a fun fact real quick that's somewhat related to Twin Peaks that I just read the other day. So Mark Frost and David Lynch worked together on this show, obviously, in particular the first two seasons. When season two ended, David Lynch wanted to make the prequel, and Mark Frost thought that that was a horrible idea. And I can't blame Mark Frost for that because it's
Yeah.
wild to do that whenever a show gets canceled. Obviously, people are not going to care about the prequel. They want to know what happens to all the characters that they watch. Ended up paying off because the movie is amazing. And when Mulholland Drive was coming out, which was directed by David Lynch, that was in 2002, and that was initially going to be a TV show. Like it was conceived as a
Mhm.
pilot, and the initial idea for that was Audrey going to Hollywood, which is it sounds totally awesome. And when you watch Mulholland Drive, like knowing that, you're gonna love all of it. Like she goes to Hollywood and gets involved in like a film
Is it the same
noir.
actress?
No, no, no. Like
Oh,
that,
dude.
it's not related
Oh,
whatsoever, but pretty
dude,
sweet.
I wish that he had made like a Twin Peaks universe or some shit of just like
I
random
know.
genres, like not even no tonal consistency whatsoever. You know what I mean?
I know, like how cool. Whenever you see whenever you see Mulholland Drive, you're gonna think like, dang, that would have been. I mean, Mulholland Drive is a masterpiece, but like just to see that would have been like so awesome, dude.
Is David Lynch on your Mount Rushmore?
Man, it's tough, dude. He's like, if he's not on it, he's definitely number five, just because I connect so strongly with his movies, dude. He didn't make a lot, like he didn't make a ton. He made a good amount, like probably as much as PTA, and he has a whole TV show.
Mhm.
But I just feel like deep we were cheated of projects from him because studios didn't want to fund his stuff. And like the prequel movie too was considered like I think it bombed at the box office if I'm not mistaken. And again, people criticized it just because they're like, why are we getting this? But the movie ended up being amazing, so it's aged very well.
Yeah. Do you so within season two, not the prequel, but
Yeah.
within season two, are we getting back? Because like every episode, I'm watching this on Paramount Plus. Every episode ends with Laura Palmer's face again. You know, it's
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
it just like with when the credits roll, and it's very haunting. So does that come back in any way in season
Like
two?
Laura Palmer.
Palmer
I
or
can't
Bob or
remember.
whatever.
I can't remember season two to be honest with you. But you reminded me at the end of this episode. Was it the last episode or this one? I can't remember if it was this one. It cuts. It's towards the ending, and an owl comes into the. Is that
I
this
think it was
episode?
this one. I think it was this one.
Yeah, dude. So that was also kind of spooky too.
Man, owls. I never feared owls before this show.
I'm nervous, dude. I'm nervous now.
Yeah.
The last thing I was going to talk about before I throw it over to you, do we care about Andrew Packard, or are we just kind of confused about what's going on? Catherine's husband, who's
Oh
now
yeah, it's a little
alive,
like I think I follow it, but it's a little
kind of confusing to me.
you just never know what the fuck is going on with this show because I thought that Packard was Catherine's brother.
Yeah,
Am I misunderstanding that? Because she kind of strokes his face in an incestuous manner that makes me and she does it in front of her husband, and like all of
yeah,
that makes me really uncomfortable.
yeah. Do you like so like? Are you interested in that one at all, or no?
I thought it was a neat reveal because as soon as she said it, it switched to the hotel and it's about
Yeah, yeah.
Eckhart like showing up. He's got the sunglasses on, and I was a little bit like that happened a little too fast, and it was cool delivery. So
Mhm.
I'm withholding judgment from
Okay, yeah. That's kind of all I wanted to hit on. Did you want to talk about anything else?
that. Bowling shoes. No, I think we hit pretty much all the beats. So.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through here looking just see if we missed anything. I think that there's also the Norma's mom is like a food critic or whatever. Remember she goes to the diner and shows up and she's secretly that MT Wentz critic or whatever.
Please
And
tell
she
me
kind
she
of
stays gone. Is she coming back?
I don't know. I think that I to be I cannot remember. I can't remember.
Because I really liked when Norma like told her off. Like
It was a good scene. Yeah.
I was rooting for her because oh my gosh, like you could make like a devil's advocate argument for the mom being like a professional who needs to suspend judgment, but it just seems like she showed up just to fuck over her daughter's business and then yeeted out of there. So I'm
Yeah.
on Norma's side, just telling her to fuck off, and I kind of want her to stay fucked off. And
Yeah. Yeah.
her new stepdaddy can stay fucked off too because he was a dumbass.
Yeah, I didn't like him. If anything, that storyline gives me insight into how like good Norma is doing. She's turned out pretty well considering how bad her relationship is with her mom. She should be much worse off like some of these other characters.
Did Did she? I guess she grew up in Twin Peaks because yeah, 'cause she went to high
I
school there.
assume, yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, this was a great episode, dude. It went by really quickly, and I think I texted you like last night. I was like, should I watch 15? But I haven't watched it yet, so we're close. We have like 8 episodes left, and then we're done.
I think while you're watching the World Cup tonight, I'm gonna watch the next episode.
Yeah, dude, go for it. Definitely. We'll hopefully talk about that soon. But yeah,
Have
great
you
episode.
have you heard? This is just a little treat for our viewers, of which there are none. Um, have you heard that if you eat kiwi an hour before you go to bed, it'll help you sleep?
I know, no, I don't know.
See,
Is it a
I took
thing?
so I it's part of the stats class I'm taking where they like studied this, but the test wasn't like the test had some faults in it. Like it
Hmm.
didn't fully establish causality, at
Yeah,
least the one that we read. But I took it. I had a kiwi last night, but the thing is, like, I had melatonin, couldn't sleep, so then I ate the kiwi, and then I fell asleep. So I'm like, I don't know if it was the kiwi or the melatonin, but I woke up feeling nice this morning. So, and that usually doesn't happen with melatonin. So I'm gonna try it again tonight. I'm gonna eat the kiwi, watch Twin Peaks, and pass the fuck out. And we're just gonna see what happens.
so I need to try that. So kiwi kind of helped you.
Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. I want to test it again tonight with like no melatonin and see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully we can do another episode tomorrow because I want to hear about if that works. I'll definitely go buy kiwi tomorrow if that does work. Cool. Yeah, where can people find you?
You can find me, JKH Bennett, at LinkedIn and TikTok. Talk.
And if anybody has a room in San Francisco and wants to let Jake live there for free, he's
Please,
great. He'll cook,
I
and
will.
you won't know he's there.
I'll cook you the best damn chicken and rice you ever had. You've
And
never had a Louisiana Boys chicken and rice, okay?
he'll show you the best Mexican restaurant in San Francisco. It's the best one of all time, and you don't know what it is, so he'll
I'm
show
not
it to you.
telling you. You gotta give me a place to live enough.
So yes, please reach out. But yeah, you can find me at Tyler Tompkins on Twitter and TikTok. We will be back soon with the next episode.